Al Dutcher's here now with our weather forecast. Al, how are we shaping up over the next few days?
Well, Troy, we have seen some active weather this last week, and we're expecting, unfortunately, what we're going through right now, some more active weather as we go through this next week. I have very little confidence in what these model projections are showing, and if I give this forecast, what we've seen over this last week is a consistent daily change in how the upper air trough in the western United States is going to be handled as we go through this period. But what is certain is that we are undergoing some snow right now in western Nebraska. We expect that that will lift out of the region as we go through the day. And then the real question is when does the next storm system come in? And we'll get to that as we go to the upper air models. And the first thing we'll show your attention to out in the west, here's that big upper air trough expected to move into our region as we go to this next week. But we have a southwest flow aloft. At the surface, we have a low of the Texas Panhandle throwing moisture up over the cooler air to our north. That's leading to, unfortunately, some snowfall. Now, it does look like this is rain, but it actually, Jeff, is a little bit too warm, but this is actually snowfall projected, and it will weaken as it moves toward the east. And by tomorrow, we see that trough digging. We start to see some ridging, bringing much warmer air into the region, potentially moving back up to near normal temperatures. Another surface low down the Texas Panhandle. That main primary precipitation will remain to the south and east of us, more to our north. That low basically sits off the western California coast and slowly tries to make it into the desert southwest. So we have a low over central Nevada and high pressure to our north trying to slide in with low pressure over the Texas Panhandle. We're going to get the moisture surge from the south. We got the northern stream giving us some snow. We're kind of caught here in between Nebraska, so we may escape this without any significant moisture. By Tuesday, that upper low moves a little closer to us. We start to see a low forming in the southeastern portions of Wyoming. We start to see some moisture to our south spreading toward the east, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it toward the north, at least initially, until this upper air low starts to make a little bit more movement toward our region. On Wednesday, we start to see some energy shooting up toward the southern Rocky Mountains, and low pressure firmly starts to develop in southeastern Colorado. Classic case where we start to see moisture advection toward the north, and we start to see that occurring in Texas on Wednesday. By Thursday, now the energy comes out far enough where we can start to lift this moisture straight toward the north, and we get low pressure systems ejecting out of that low pressure system, the upper atmosphere over Texas. That will bring a big steady increase of moisture into our region. We'll start to see thunderstorm development across the southern plains, snowfall accumulations to the northwestern part of the state, and heavier to moderate rains across southern Nebraska. And by Friday, the wave starts to open up and pushes that first piece of energy toward the east. But because of the big fetch of moisture to the north, we're still going to be dealing with significant widespread heavy precipitation across most of the western and central Corn Belt. Heavier snows toward our north. More importantly, you'll notice that there's some precipitation on the southwest side. That is expected to start to move in as we go into late next week into the following week. And behind it, it looks like we might start to get into some drier weather. Looking a little bit further out, we see the cold air in place with that upper air low kind of slowly pivot into our region. This might be overdone in terms of the cold, especially with more of that energy staying to the south of us for a little bit longer. But overall, most likely going to see some cooler conditions as we go from next week to the following Tuesday in terms of precipitation. With that storm ejecting out, the heaviest of the moisture should be from the southern Mississippi River Valley up into the Ohio River Valley. There is a secondary area of above normal precipitation located for southwest Nebraska in through eastern Colorado. That's associated with a second system coming out late next weekend. So overall, a very wet pattern, Troy, and we do look for some signs of warmer and drier conditions, particularly as we get toward the end of the month.